This program contains true stories of rescues. All of the 911 calls you will hear are real. Whenever possible, the actual people involved have helped us reconstruct the events as they happened.
When living out our dreams to the fullest, we may find ourselves unexpectedly in situations that test the limits of survival. I'm William Shatner. Tonight on Rescue 911, true stories of men and women whose bravery and caring inspire us all. We begin on October 2nd, 1990, along the windswept coast of Queensland, Australia, as people gathered for a sunrise hot air balloon ride. Some of the footage in the story was taped as the events unfolded.
Loud noise.
A balloon flight is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And the last thing that you want is for something frightening to happen.
It was the first time the two scheduled passengers, Alex Steele and Judith Goodwin, had ever been in a balloon. Alex's wife Sylvia wasn't planning to go because she had a fear of heights.
Are you sure you don't want to go?
What the hell I'm being of?
Roger said, I have taken people up before who have been frightened of heights and they've thoroughly enjoyed it. And I thought, oh, why not? Be daring. We weren't aloft very long and we knew that things weren't right. Instead of going straight up, we took off towards the sea.
Roger's wife Ruth, also a balloon pilot, wasn't flying that day.
The weather had changed, I think, very dramatically. There's a saying in ballooning that it's better to be on the ground wishing you were up there than up there wishing you're on the ground.
Well, this is it, folks.
At the Coolangatta Airport, Air Traffic Controller Michael O'Neill received a call from Roger asking for a boat because they were being blown out over the ocean.
The balloon was in a stiff breeze. It can't stop, it just has to track the wind. They had no life preservers, nothing for a marine landing, and it was moving quite quickly out to sea.
When a hot air balloon carrying 4 passengers was blown out to sea by storm winds, both the local police and the Southport Volunteer Air Sea Rescue Team sent boats to search for the missing balloon.
More people on board.
Senior Rescue Coordinator Greg Turner and his partner Russell Stewart were dispatched.
We had no visual contact with the balloon, so we started heading in the general direction of where the balloon should be.
The balloon had a big head start on us. Eventually, it was going to ditch into the ocean, so our response had to be very quick. It was going to be hang on all the way because this was going to be like an offshore powerboat race ride out to the job.
Two shark cats been...
The balloon was at least 10 miles out to sea by then. Roger was running out of fuel and he was starting to go through emergency ditching procedures with his passengers.
I can see you in your present position.
It wouldn't have been a great feeling to see the coastline slowly but surely merging into the west. It adds to the remoteness of it all that basically you're there by yourself.
Gold Coast Constable Greg St. Clair was also searching for the balloon.
Storm out here, Ned.
It was hidden from us by storm cells and you just can't see through them. I was worried at that point that we may be too late, the balloon would be in the water.
Got to be up in the cloud area, hey? Like, yeah, definitely. Greg, keep it going in southeast, mate. Just keep the speed on. Still can't see anything out there. A lot of cloud. There it is. There it is.
There was relief in my mind when we first saw the balloon. It was still up. We still had a chance.
The balloon had been in the air for more than an hour and was almost 20 miles out to sea by the time the rescue boats caught up with it.
They came down so they could verbally talk to us. The canopy was just acting like a big sail, so he was scooting along quite fast.
Throw me the rope! Throw it! There we go.
They dropped us down a landing ribbon.
The pilot was informing us that he only had 5 minutes or so of fuel left to keep the balloon aloft. The people on the balloon were quite panicky and calling for help and please rescue us. But we were trying to sort of think, how are we going to do this? This is something that we've never done before.
It was obvious from the speed that the balloon was going at that when they struck the water there was going to be problems. So Roger wanted to attempt basically a crash landing on the back of the boat.
We had to maintain the speed of the balloon.
Come on! Fall in the water! Okay, he's not keeping the boat. Okay.
We kept hold of the landing line and trying to steady it and trying to pull it closer to the craft. But because our boat was pitching up and down quite severely, it made it difficult.
Get right up underneath it, you can just go for the back of it. Right.
The pilot kept pointing his arm out in the direction he wanted the boat to travel. He was coming down. It was do or die.
The boat came off a wave, it hit the basket, knocked it sideways.
And then he hit the gas to take himself up a little bit, and it didn't work. It hit the wave top so hard, everyone fell on each other.
It was just sheer terror. You could see it in their faces.
The basket scooped up some water and it slowed down its momentum.
The basket at that stage was still doing around about 18 knots.
The canopy of the balloon was just pulling it through the water, and all these people were trapped. They couldn't get out. The force of the water was way too strong. We thought that we're here to help and these people are going to drown in front of us.
I put the boat in as close as I could.
We didn't want to crush the people with our boat.
Then this lady pushed herself out of the top and she went under the water. She was being dragged, totally submerged. I knew I had to get her, otherwise she wasn't going to make it. I just remember coming to the surface with her, and I was relieved that I had her in my arms. She was safe.
Sylvia Steele was pulled into the police boat.
I thought, would I see any of them again? If anything had happened to my husband, I don't think my life would have been worthwhile living. He's everything to me. We've seen good times, we've seen bad times, but we've always stuck together.
There was still 3 persons on board. One lady in particular was just staring straight at me and screaming for help.
Our biggest fear was the whole show was going to sink with the 3 people right in front of our eyes.
I pulled out one lady first, and she was quite shaken.
But the boat was lurching from side to side. We yelled and screamed and said, come on, you know, you've got to get yourself out.
Come on! Come on! One more!
Once we knew that there was nobody else trapped in the basket, we then allowed the balloon just to continue on its way.
The job was done. Everyone was alive.
The other woman on board had a big smile when the husband saw her.
I couldn't get out the boat.
When it comes together and it's a success like that, it makes it all worthwhile for the countless hours that we put in.
While Roger the pilot stayed behind to try and salvage his balloon, the others were taken back to shore.
Cheers, how you going?
Was this your first flight?
Yes, first and last.
But I mean, it's all right.
Sylvia, who'd been dragged behind the balloon, escaped with a scraped foot. Her husband, Alec, was treated for a shoulder injury. Judith was physically unharmed, but very shaken.
I saw the other lady go under the water and not come up, but, you know, then I was so frightened that I'd crash my head. It was my daughter's birthday today, and I thought, you know, what if I die on her birthday? She'll remember it for the rest of her life.
2 years have passed, but the memories of their unexpected adventure are still strong.
When Roger tried his hardest to keep us calm, but when that basket hit the water, it was frightening because it hit with such force. My wife was first to get out the basket, and I couldn't see her. I really honestly thought that she was drowned. Sylvia and I have been married for 42 years, and I hope that we've got another 22 years left. It was almost cut short, and that's when I realised how much you have.
Alex, 1 in a million. We're both together once again, and personally I think I'm one hell of a lucky lady. In more ways than one. In lots of ways.
I wanted to go up in a balloon ever since seeing Around the World in 80 Days because it looks like one of the most romantic things that you can do. Now, I have a reputation from some people for being adventurous. I'm not quite sure whether I deserve that, but as a librarian who's considered to be rather a boring sort of people, I'll swim with it.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, Pete, what are you doing?
I can't say enough for the rescuers. They were fabulous.
Good to see you here.
They're a mighty fine bunch of guys, and I'd just like to say thanks a million, fellas. I don't think any of us would have been alive today without them.
All right. Here's the soft winds, gentle landings, and cheating death one more time. Go to that? All right.
3 times a week, Pastor Dale Osmond visited nursing homes and hospitals in and around Somerset, Kentucky, spending time with ailing members of his congregation. Those who live in this rural community found comfort and reassurance in his kindness. But as he headed for home on January 21st, 1992, he never once imagined that he would be the one reaching out for help.
This Brother Osmond, someone broke into my house.
The call came in to Somerset Pulaski County Dispatcher Randy Tarter.
There's Dale Osmond. He's a preacher at Bethlehem Baptist Church. I've known him for several years. He's a good friend of mine.
The assistant supervisor on duty that day was Don Smith.
The thing seemed to be just a normal call. He had all of his information down well and appeared to be just a residential burglary.
Okay, sir. What's your phone number, please?
Wait a minute. 13, wait a minute.
And I could tell it was gunshots. No other sounds like a gunshot.
I've been shot. Get an ambulance, I've been shot.
I had been in training for about 2 weeks and I'd been on the radio about 1 week. Yeah, I was shaky. I was shaky because that was one of the first major calls that I'd ever taken.
Don took over the call.
Sir?
Yeah?
I need to get some more information from you. Where were we shot at?
In the leg.
Who shot you?
I don't know who he was. He come up the steps of the basement.
Is there anyone there with you?
No.
Okay, can you get to a towel or something to try to stop the bleeding?
I can't move. My legs kill me.
Okay, let me talk to the ambulance just a minute. You stay on the line with me, okay?
Mr. Osmond lived 15 to 20 minutes from our base. Now, this is not 15 or 20 minutes as you and I would get in our Sunday vehicle and drive. This is 15 minutes running wide open as fast as you can go in an ambulance.
What's your traffic? Route 604.
Can you tell me what you were shot with?
It's my old gun.
Go ahead. What caliber?
It's a 22. Call my neighbors. Get somebody over here to help me.
He asked me to call his neighbor, but from day one in dispatching, you're taught if you have a critical caller, never hang up.
What's your neighbor's name?
Mr. Osmond needed help bad, and the nearest unit was still 15 to 20 minutes away. I had to make the call.
Okay, I'm gonna hang up and call your neighbor, okay?
Yeah.
I never made connection with his neighbor. When I tried to call Mr. Osmond back, the line was busy. The scariest moment was when I couldn't make contact with Mr. Osmond. I called, and it was busy. By the third call, getting a busy signal, I was beginning to get pretty panicked myself.
97, your scene is unsecure. Your scene is unsecure.
When we continue.
He was in a lot of pain. His left leg had really swollen a lot. I felt like that it must have hit a big artery. I didn't know if he's going to make it or not.
White guy, black guy.
Osmond.
Yeah.
It's dispatch again. I couldn't get your neighbor to come.
I called another one.
Okay, the ambulance is almost there. Okay, let me tell you. It's real important if you can tell me what the guy looked like. Can you do that?
Yeah. He had a bugging on and a brown coat.
Okay. What kind of pants did he have on?
Blue jeans.
Blue jeans? Okay, can you tell me what color hair did he have?
It's kind of light brown.
Light brown, okay. What, was he a white person or a black person?
Oh, he's white.
Okay. Let me tell the officer that, okay? He sounded like you'd hear in a horror picture of a ghost just reeling and screaming. A lot of times the screams were so loud through the phone that I would have to hold the phone away from my ear. Let me ask you something. Did you hear him pull away in a car?
No, there ain't no car here.
No vehicle. The gun is in the rescue.
Within 10 minutes of the shooting, Dale's friend J.C. Tarter got to the house.
Somebody's here.
Hibble?
Yeah.
Okay, who is it?
He was in quite a bit of pain. His shin was swelled real big and it was black. It was hard to get his pants up enough to even see his leg. The bullet looked like it cut the main artery with so much blood inside.
Who's that there with you?
Hello.
Who is this?
This is J.C. Tarter. I'm at the Bethlehem Baptist Church parsonage.
Can you tell me if there's a lot of bleeding or not?
No, it doesn't seem to be that much.
Okay.
There's quite a bit of pain. They got a good accelerator. Need to use it.
431?
Yeah. Here they are.
Who is it?
Here they are.
Sheriff's Deputy William Ryan assessed the victim as soon as he got to the scene.
He was in a lot of pain. His left leg had really swollen a lot. I felt like that it must have hit a big artery because it was real blue and swollen 3 times as big as it should have been. I didn't know if he's going to make it or not.
Paramedic Mark Perkins and his partner arrived within 25 minutes.
The first thing I noticed when I got out of the ambulance, I could hear the patient screaming, and we were about halfway down the driveway from the house. .22 caliber weapon is one of the most dangerous handguns. It's a low velocity weapon. A 9mm will go through the human body while a .22 will stay in the human body and bounce around. So I've got to worry about the bleeding of the patient, the bones, and just how much damage this thing has done. I was concerned about the limb, but not as concerned as I was about the whole life. The leg would be a bonus if we could save it, but we needed to save him.
Because the nearest major trauma center was more than 80 miles away in Lexington, Dale was taken to the local hospital. At Lake Cumberland Regional Hospital, he was examined by a team of doctors, including surgeons Keith Sinclair and Don Brown.
It was almost as if the bullet had eyes to go to the worst part, because he hit the artery right where it branches off in 3 places.
Mr. Osmond, I'm Dr. Sinclair, I'm one of the general surgeons here.
From a single shot like that, I don't think it could have done any more damage. There really wasn't anything which it hadn't broken. The bullet had tumbled. It had taken out the artery supplying the lower leg, the nerve supplying the sensation to the foot, and one of the bones. I've seen patients like Dale with injuries to lower extremities not only lose their legs from such injuries, but also die.
As Dale was rushed into surgery, his wife Brenda was left to cope with the uncertainty.
Thanks a lot.
A couple of my friends, you know, we at that point, we gathered together and had a word of prayer, you know, in private. And after that, I felt better. I felt like regardless of what, regardless if Dale's leg did have to go below the knee or whatever, you know, that we could make it and be fine. His life was what was important.
I've been blessed in a lot of different ways. After I was discharged from the hospital, I asked my own physician what would have happened if they'd flown me to Lexington by helicopter that day. And he said, no doubt I would have lost my leg, and I may have lost my life. So I was really thankful to the Lord, really, just to be alive and to be able to still carry out what God had called me to do. 5 days after I was released from the hospital, I performed the wedding of my son and my youngest daughter in a double wedding ceremony. I always cry at weddings, but this was especially important because God had been good enough to me to spare my life where I could do it.
He said he was small for his age. The doctors are telling him he's big for his age.
Mom said he was 14 years old.
Oh.
If anyone comes home and finds that their home has been burglarized, they should not go in the residence. They should go to a neighbor's house or to a friend's house and summons for help.
I always thought if someone was in my home that it wouldn't be any problem for me to shoot them, but I found out I couldn't shoot another human being. I made a mistake. I made two mistakes. Number one, I picked up my own weapon. Number two is I should not have entered the house to begin with.
The young suspect was subsequently arrested and found guilty of burglary and assault, but in response to Dale's request, was only sentenced to 5 years probation.
Ever since I've been a pastor, I've been trying to help people. I did not think prison would help this young man.
If I tell a lie, it not only affects me, it affects my wife and it affects my children.
He's enjoying life. Anything that he can possibly do, he does. He really does. He's not one to sit down and quit. Dale's always been on the move, and this has just simply slowed him down a little bit.
Those who make their living on the front lines of emergency medicine know a split second can change a life forever. This story is not a recreation. It's a first-hand look at Pinellas County EMS in Florida, where a commitment to saving lives sometimes means going far beyond what's expected.
January 22nd, 1993, 9:30 p.m.
Most motorcycle accidents I've seen have been pretty tragic. You just expect the worst.
Hi, guys.
When we arrived on scene, they said the patient that was on the motorcycle had no obvious injuries.
You guys just going to the closest hospital?
We didn't think we had any more patients, but we did.
So the bike hit him?
The dog had been struck by the motorcycle.
Can someone shine a flashlight in his mouth, please?
The chest feels intact. The guys are kind of looking at me like, what are we doing? You know, this is a dog.
You want to start lying on him?
But there comes a time where you got to say, you know, if I've got the equipment and I've got the manpower to do it and the know-how, then why not do it?
Get a possible ETA on the SPCA if they do have someone available to respond out here.
Is that IV still going?
Yep. IV still taking. SPCA doesn't know how long it's going to take to get a driver, an emergency driver here to take care of this. Yeah. So we're going to go to the Belch Road Animal Hospital. I've dealt with them before. I've taken injured animals there before. They've got no problem with accepting them. Okay.
I'll hope for the best, but right now I wouldn't say it looks too good.
Update on the condition. Heidi's
Within 30 minutes of the accident, the Beagle arrives at Bluffs Animal Hospital.
This is Heidi. There's a gentleman riding his motorcycle and hit her on the side. She's got the only obvious injury she's got is here. She's got
Dr. Donald Morgan takes over her care.
So she's definitely got a head injury?
Mm-hmm. She's got a concussion. She's got nystagmus going on. So it's good. She had a fracture of her jawbone, which involved the nasal passages and nasal septum.
Well, if the head injury is not a serious problem to her, the leg can be fixed.
The most urgent thing was actually keeping the patient stabilized and trying to get her through the evening as quietly and peacefully as possible.
Thanks again for your help, Doc.
All righty.
Good luck to you, Heidi.
Take care.
When we continue.
He must have been traveling at a very high rate of speed. The back of the car was severely damaged, and you know he hit it at full force.
Emergency on Golf Bay Shell. A motorcycle just ran into a car and a guy flew about 100 feet.
Highland and Golf. 9 p.m. the next night. A call comes in about another motorcycle accident.
Okay, is he still down? Yeah, this guy flew through the air about 50 or 60 feet.
The nearest ambulance is sent to the scene.
Among those responding is firefighter paramedic Wendy Campbell.
When I actually saw the motorcycle and it was in two pieces, I thought, man, this guy probably is dead.
Huddle close. Where are they? Patient's over this way, right here. And then the LZ is right up there. You see what the two strokes are.
He was unresponsive, so we knew that at very least he had a bad head injury.
Up on the board. 1, 2, 3.
It takes your brain only between 4 and 6 minutes to begin to die. I called for bay flight.
Bay Flight nurse Michelle Bansavage arrives and takes over the young man's care.
He must have been traveling at a very high rate of speed. The back of the car was severely damaged, so you know he hit it at full force. I was just expecting to see everything on him broken.
Suction. Anything to mop with. Somebody. Come on. I got the IV right here. Needle coming on.
You want to try to push that again? We got the IV now.
Yeah. You got all the straps on?
No,
Straps on?
not at all.
Get those on real quick while I'm drawing this up.
You got it.
Just need a needle with it too.
Open up your mouth there, guy.
My major concern was to make sure his airway was secured.
Hey, where's that?
Tell him to hang on.
Hang on, bud. Just calm down. Calm down. Relax. Relax. Really. You gotta relax.
It's all a beat-the-clock situation. If he did have something severe going on in his brain that we weren't unaware of at the time, the trauma center was a place to be to take care of that.
When 18-year-old Terry Troutman arrives at Bayfront Medical Center, a trauma team is standing by, led by Dr. Thomas Wells.
Motorcycle riders are going to tend to hit head first. I was expecting a massive head injury.
A lot of vomit.
Okay, X-ray pelvis.
Shooting.
Good.
So far, it looks like we don't have any fractures, but I'm worried about, does he have a brain injury that needs to be treated with urgent surgery or not, and does he have intra-abdominal hemorrhage? And so we're going to do at this point, since everything else is stable now, and everything else has been looked at quickly, is we're going to get a CAT scan of brain and the belly.
He's got one mark here. He's got a mark on this eyelid. And he's got a broken tooth over here. And a little abrasion on his leg, and that's it.
I wonder whether that's a contusion.
Yeah. Terry had clearly sustained a major brain injury. He's got a little bleeding right along the edge of the brain. We call that a subdural hematoma. So that tells you that he took quite a hit on the brain. He's got an area of bruised brain right here which could swell. If his brain swelling is not controlled, that can kill. How many people are there?
Bruce and Ginger Troutman are waiting for word on their son's condition.
That is the worst possible way to meet a family. All of a sudden I have to tell them that their son is critically injured and may not survive. That's a very difficult thing to do. It looks like he's got a bruise on his brain on the left side right here, and there's a small area of bleeding. Okay? I'm sorry, ma'am. Okay. Fortunately, he was wearing a helmet. Okay? Fortunately, we don't see a major cervical spine injury. All right? And fortunately, I don't see anything else wrong. All right? So it's a bad injury, but we've taken care of much worse. Okay?
They've given him some medication. Come on in. They've given him some medication that's why he's not going to be moving.
It's very difficult to look at a child laying there helpless, and you can't fix it anymore. My mind automatically jumped to, is he going to come out of it or not? And then I had to push that thought back because that would make me sick.
Mom and Dad are here. Okay, Bub? We're here with you, son. I want you to know that. I was so overwhelmed seeing the physical condition that he was in. In a matter of minutes, I probably went through my son's 18 years of life, from the minute he was born up to this point, and saying, hey, no, I'm not prepared for it to go out this way.
All right, I'll check you later.
Thanks, Dr. Sullivan.
The next morning,
Further tests reveal that Terry's brain swelling has gotten worse.
Terry, you squeeze Dad's hand. You got the whole family here with you. Everybody's waiting to come in and see you. We're trying to give him every bit of encouragement that we can to beat the odds. Terry. Terry. I know from watching the monitors, depending on what subjects that I talk to him about, I could make his heartbeat go up and down. I know at that point that even though he wasn't looking at me, he wasn't watching me, that he could hear what I was saying. Just need to let you know that we're here, we're thinking of you, and that we love you, son.
While Heidi the Beagle recovers from the motorcycle accident, the motorcyclist involved comes to visit her and her owner.
I made a left turn to go home, and then out of the corner of my eye, I saw a flash. I woke up in the x-ray room, and I started crying because I felt bad for the dog. I mean, I thought it died. I mean, I love animals, and it hurt a lot. We're both lucky. Yeah,
the paramedics did the excellent job of taking care of Heidi. That type of care instantly on the site of the accident really saved this dog's life.
There's not words to say to somebody, just hugs, just thank you to everybody that was involved in saving Heidi. The paramedics, the firemen, the policemen. Thank God for all of them. Broken. Are you all right?
The helmet saved my life. I mean, without the helmet, I wouldn't be here.
4 days after his accident, Terry Troutman is out of the coma and off the respirator.
You know where you're at? You're in the hospital.
I was quite surprised at how many people came up to see me every day. It helped out.
Do you remember what happened to you? Do you want to know?
Sure.
You were going
It just
down
made me
the
feel
bay,
that I was special because so many people did care.
the road, and Bayflight came and got you. And now you're in Bayfront Medical Center. Are you going to be okay?
Terry was hospitalized for 3.5 weeks, and 8 months later is still undergoing therapy.
They had to teach me how to walk again. I could not walk, and I lost the hearing in my right ear. But I'm glad that I'll be able to continue on the way I was before. I look more into the future now instead of just looking day by day. Before the accident, I really didn't talk to my brother, Sean. We didn't have the same things in common, but he's taught me a lot. He taught me how to dance, which is when we get along a lot better than we did before.
How fake can we get?
It's a pain in the ass, but it wouldn't be the same without him.
We just sit there and watch him and get tickled. Because it's something we might never have seen. And had he not had a helmet on, we wouldn't have seen it at all. He'd have never had the chance to grow up.
I definitely would say thank you to everybody that was there that helped me out. The ambulances, the fire trucks, the police officers. If they didn't get there in time, I'd say it's a good chance that I would have died right then. When I hit the car, I landed on my head. That's how I landed on my head. If I was to have no helmet, my head probably would have exploded. If you're gonna buy a motorcycle, pay the money and get the best helmet you can. It's gonna save your life.
This is definitely his second chance. He's getting a second chance on life. And that's something that not too many people can say.